Hello, you're listening to IWBC's Brass Flexibilities series. In this series, we highlight the innovative, creative projects that our members are using to create modern music careers and honoring the artistry and accomplishments of these talented individuals. I'm your host, Lauren Radzinskis, General Manager of the International Women's Brass Conference. On this episode of Brass Flexibilities, we get to hear from Staff Sergeant Katie Franke. Trombonist Staff Sergeant Katie Franke of Falls Church, Virginia, joined the President's own United States Marine Band in October 2023. She is the first female trombonist in the Marine Band's history. Staff Sergeant Franke began her musical instruction on trombone at age 9 and graduated in 2016 from Justice High Schools in Falls Church, Virginia. She earned a bachelor's degree in trombone performance from Indiana University in 2020 and a master's degree in trombone performance from the New England Conservatory of Music in 2022. Prior to joining the band, Staff Sergeant Franke substituted with the Houston Symphony, River Oaks Chamber Orchestra, and the New Mexico Philharmonic. She was also a private teacher in Houston, Texas. She performs with the Marine Band at the White House in the Washington, D.C. area and across the country during the band's annual concert tour.
Hi, my name is Staff Sergeant Katie Franke, and I'm a trombonist in the President's own United States Marine Band.
The first question we asked Katie is, tell us about your early days of trombone playing. How did you choose this instrument, and when did you know performing would be something you wanted to pursue as a career?
I first started playing trombone in 4th grade. I originally wanted to play trumpet because my cousin played trumpet, but there were too many students playing trumpet in my elementary school band. My band director suggested that I play trombone because almost nobody was playing trombone, so I switched to that because I wanted to play the more unique instrument. I started taking lessons with John Hewling at the end of 4th grade, and in 6th grade, I started taking lessons with Craig Mulcahy. My sophomore year of high school was the first time that I knew I wanted to pursue a career in music. I'd had many people warn me about how difficult it is to have a successful career in music, and that year was the first time that I felt I was good enough at trombone to be able to successfully make a career for myself.
Winning a position with the President's own Marine Band is an incredible feat. Can you walk us through your preparation for the audition? What did you do in the months or weeks leading up to the audition to prepare?
I prepared for the Marine Band audition the same way I prepared for any orchestral audition. I really like the book 6 Weeks to Finals by Sharon Sparrow. I based a lot of my ideas off of her book. First, I decided what my fundamental routine would be, and I did it every day for 6 weeks. Practicing my technique was crucial to my audition success. Normally, I would start my preparation 6 weeks out. I would divide my excerpts into excerpts that needed more time and excerpts that needed less time. I would combine those and do up to 5 total every day, and then I would focus on the 5 major elements: intonation, style, musicality, sound, and rhythm. At about 3 weeks out, I would have all of my excerpts up to tempo, and I would start repeating small sections exactly the way that I had them planned, which includes things like articulations and dynamics. At 2 weeks out, I would start doing mock auditions for myself and for other people, and I would do that same repetition, but now with full excerpts. About a week out, I would start winding down my practice time up until the day of the audition.
What is something that you believe made you stand out as a candidate during your audition?
I believe my sound was something that made me stand out during my audition. I've always loved my sound. I developed my sound from years of hearing Craig Mulcahy play in my lessons. He has this amazing tone, and it really rubbed off on me. I think that during the section and individual rounds, everyone heard my sound and knew it was something that would fit in with the band.
Now that you have been a member of the President's Own for some time, what has your experience been like in a military band?
My experience in the President's Own has been great so far, and I really love my job. Every week is different, and I get to play a wide variety of music. It's definitely not a typical 9 to 5, and it's not the same as an orchestra schedule either. One day I might be playing a funeral at Arlington Cemetery, and the next I'll have a brass quintet job in the evening. We do get to play concert cycles, and those follow a similar schedule to an orchestra schedule, and we get to play a wide variety of standard and new repertoire. We also play a lot of jobs at the White House and around Washington, D.C. My section has been so supportive since I started the job, and it really is a great work environment.
What advice do you have for young brass players who may hope to win a position in a military band?
My advice for young brass players who want to win a position in a military band is to prepare for military band auditions the same way you would prepare for orchestral auditions. Some of the repertoire might be different for military band auditions, But at the end of the day, the committee is looking for the same thing that an orchestral committee would be: great sound, style, intonation, rhythm, and musicality. I believe a lot of people think that they must change the way they play for military band auditions, but we're just looking for someone who's a great musician who will fit in with our.
How does it feel being the first female low brass musician in the President's Own?
It is truly an honor to be a member of the President's Own United States Marine Band, let alone their first female trombonist. I grew up in Northern Virginia, watching many of the band's concerts, and I never knew that I would one day be a member of this ensemble. I hope that by winning this job, I might inspire other women to take these auditions and be part of military ensembles.
Money and time aside, what is your dream project?
Money and time aside, my dream project would be to record an album of solo and chamber music from a wide range of composers in a variety of styles. I started thinking about this project in grad school, and I hope someday I'll be able to make it happen.
We'd like to thank Katie Franke for this wonderful interview. In addition, we'd like to say a special thank you to volunteer Amy Batchelder for her assistance with this interview, and Madeline Lee and the performers of Modern Brass, including Katie, who you can hear in the intro and outro music performing IWBC's 2025 commission, Rise. Please visit our website, myiwbc.org, or social media to learn more about IWBC and to get involved. If you want to be featured on the podcast or know someone you'd like us to interview, please reach out anytime by emailing info@myiwbc.org. You can support IWBC via donation, by volunteering, or attending our holiday brass concert